Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Wassalatu wassalam ala Rasulillah wa ala alihi wa sahbihi wa mawala amma ba'd. So today inshallah we'll take a look at the Makhrajul Lisaaan, which happen to be the final place of articulation in this series. We have talked about other major places of articulation. You can refer to the previous video to learn about that. This is the last major place of articulation, Makhrajul Lisaaan, the place of articulation of the tongue. So لنطق الحروف, this second line is لنطق الحروف, لنطق الحروف. So if you want to like give it wasal, you probably know what is written by yourself. For pronouncing the letters, the Arabic letters. And here there are like 18 letters that come out of this place, out of 28. That 18 or 17, I'm not sure, out of the total 28. So therefore Lisaaan has the highest number of letters coming out of it. And again, it has 10 sub places of articulation. 10 sub places of articulation. So we are going to take this 10 sub places serially, one after the other. And the note is actually in Arabic, but I will read and I will also explain. So you can go back to probably see how it is being read severally, because this is actually on a record. So Al-Makhraj al-Awwal. Al-Makhraj al-Awwal, it means the first place of articulation. Aqsa al-Lisani, the farthest place of the tongue. Mimma yali al-halqi, that is close to the throat. Ma al-hanaki al-lahmi, with the upper flesh. Harful qafi, from it we have the letter of qaf. So if you look at qaf, or you observe carefully, you will see that it's coming from a place close to the last part of the tongue. So it's close to the plate. It's close to the place that is close to the tongue, and is at the upper part of it, like the junction that separates the tongue and the words and the throat. That's where cough comes from. So like closer to the tongue, the last part of the tongue and the junction. So you have cough coming from that. Qaqiqo. The mistake people usually make articulating this letter is they usually change it to K. There's difference between qa and ka in Arabic. Qaqiqo, ka-ki-ko. There's difference between them. Also, another major mistake is not applying qalqala, that is inherent property and description of this particular letter. When this particular letter has sukun, you have to apply what we call qalqala. You have to call it special. I want to say a face that has cough with sukun. So maqdura, taqdira, maqdura, taqdira. So in Surah Al-Ahzab, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala says, وَكَانَ أَمْرُ اللَّهِ قَدَرًا مَقْدُورًا. If people that are not probably in depth in Tajweed, they want to recite this, makdura, makdura, that's wrong. Maqdura, yaqdiru. And also another major problem with articulating this letter is when you have to stop on it. when you have to stop on it, you also to call it specially. بالحق رب السماوات والأرض وما بينهما الرحمن لا يملكون لا يملكون لا يملكون منه خطابا يوم يقوم الروح والملائكة صفا لا يتكلمون إلا من أذن له الرحمن وقال صوابا ذلك اليوم الحق ذلك اليوم الحق. So that's cough for you. These are some of the problems or mistakes people usually have with it. Qaqiqu, when tas qalqala, note it. When tas shada, call it correctly, as we've just as I've just highlighted. So the second place of articulation is let me separate this. I will read and I will separate. Okay, it says Al-Makhrajul Thani أقصى اللسان. This is also the farthest part of the tongue. Asfal Makhrajul Qaf, just below the place of articulation of Qaf. Qalilan, smaller, small, just a small distance. Ma'al Hanakil Lahami, with the adjoining flesh. Wal Uzmi مع الحنك اللحمي والعظمى أو العظم نعم العظمي اللحمي والعظمي, with the flesh in that junction with also the bone in that junction, comes out the harfu kaf, ka kiku. If you look at this, you see that it's just the fleshy part of this junction. But here you have the flesh, wal azami, and also the bone part of it articulating the calf. Ka kiku is a straightforward letter because many languages have it. It is being represented by K in English. The former one is represented by Qa, QA, QU, and Q, and so on and so forth. But this one, KA, KI, KU. So very equivalent to the K of English and other natural language. So because of that, it doesn't pose much problem. Now the problem used to come from cough. People mispronouncing cough for calf, but people don't usually mispronounce calf for cough, and they don't usually have other issues with articulation of calf. But but the point is our second place of articulation in this series. So let me see if I can also separate like this. So it's our second place of articulation in this series. So, and on it we will stop today. So if you have what surah has most qaf that we can use? Okay, recite the first five phases of Surah Qaf. Surah Qaf in the Quran is the surah that starts with Qaf. So I want you to recite the first five phases of it. So that will be the assignment. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh.